bro. I can't stand them. Thank
Bro,
God they're off
let's
today. Thank God they're off today, bro.
I said it today. I was like, I don't have to watch the Nets or the Yankees ruin my day today.
Nah.
What a great day.
The Nets wouldn't have ruined your day.
They probably
yesterday, at least. Yesterday?
Yesterday we came back from 22 down.
Oh, and it was a tough
Kyrie
game
wasn't even on the floor. Kyrie wasn't on the floor. And it makes sense because he sat out for 15 minutes, so Steve Nash wasn't about to put him in. But I was sitting there like, at least put him in now. We're only down 6, and you have Alize Johnson. Granted, he's probably going to win MVPs with the way he's playing. But you have Alize Johnson over there taking fall away, Will and Kareem hook shots. It's like, bro, what are you doing? You have 4 shooters. Like, pick your head up. Why are you dribbling with your head down? And I'm sitting there like, bro, we're only down 6. Pay attention. We're down 3 at 3 different times. Fouling. Like, stop fouling people, bro. Y'all worked this hard to come back just to bail them out.
And it was mostly because like they kept fouling people like Danny Green, who was like gonna make free throws, and like all the guards and stuff. It's like once Embiid gets the ball, foul him. No,
Embiid is not missing. You got to foul Ben Simmons, and even Ben Simmons making free throws yesterday.
No, he missed one at the end, but that was it. I was gonna say foul Simmons, Embiid, or they had some other big guy.
Don't foul Embiid. Embiid does not miss his free throws. You got to foul Ben Simmons. That's it.
He's okay, bro. Like, he's good for a big. That's like what I'll grant him as. Like,
so I think he's like from 78 to about 85% free throw shooting. I don't know the exact number, but it's around there. Usually it's around there. I don't know if he's slumping now, but usually it's around there. So Ben Simmons is like a 65% free throw shooter. Foul him. Like Ben Simmons is legit LeBron.
85. This year he's 85.
Who, Ben Simmons?
No, Embiid.
Embiid, exactly. Don't foul him. Foul Ben Simmons. He's like a 60, 68, or probably like a 72% free throw shooter. Foul him. He's the one that's gonna miss.
Who was that? First day I ever heard of this guy. His name was like Frank something or something. I don't know. But he came in at the end of the game. He was just there to rebound, pretty much.
The Sixers?
Yeah. I don't know. He was in the game for the last, I think, like minute and a half, and probably touched the ball maybe 1 or 2 times. I was wondering why they didn't foul him because again, I literally looked like a guy that picked up off the street. It was like, yo, you're tall.
But the thing is, with him, he'll probably make his free throws.
Maybe so. Back to the Yankees, man. Episode 14.
14. What is it?
1-4.
1-4? Or is it 4-1?
On your end, it looks like 4. Now it's 14.
Is it 14? Okay.
If you read it from left to there, you go. Episode 14 of the DROD and Shaniac Sports Podcast. We are your boys, DROD. He is your boy,
Shaniac.
the Helmer. Man, we're gonna start off today's episode with some baseball, but more specifically, just the Yankees. Another year where we start off below 500, first 15 games of the season.
Every year.
Yankees Twitter is in shambles.
Not a good community to be a part of right now.
No, it's kind of funny to watch because you always get like the Yankees Twitter like reply guys who's like, as a lifelong fan of the New York Yankees, I will not be supporting this team anymore. It is time to can everybody, trade Cole, trade Judge, and it's like they're joking, obviously, but it's funny to see because then there's like the Yankees fans who take it too seriously, and they're all just like, "What are you talking about? This team has a chance. Like, you can't just give up on this team now." It's like, bro, we do this every year.
Every year,
every year.
Clockwork.
We start off April bad. Now, granted, it's really just the hitting that's been really, really bad.
No, our starters are horrible.
Cole's not bad. Cole's really good.
Like a one ERA. Everybody else in the 6s.
Tyon's is below that.
Yeah, I think he's 4 something, and Kluber's in the 5. Montgomery's in like the 3. He's been pretty good.
And Kluber's in the 6. He's like 6'3" right now. He's bad. He's shaking off, whatever last 2 years.
2 years. Him and Tyon, both 2 years.
Yeah. So I mean, it's less on them, man. It's the hitting. The hitting has been god awful, and like it's the lineup. It's like who's just cold today. It's maybe the guy who got the start today just wasn't good at the plate. I've already seen, like, how many times have we seen Clint Frazier come up first, like, what, 2 series? The first series against Toronto, the next one against Baltimore. Didn't do too bad. Guardy's back in, and now we're considering Clint Frazier a platoon player again. It's like,
bro,
how fast did he go from like skyrocketing to like, all right, take a seat?
It's driving me nuts.
I don't get it. I
love
like,
Brett Gardner. Don't get me wrong. Elite
me
fielder.
Too. Me too.
Gritty guy. He's the type of player the Yankees love.
And he hasn't even
Clint
been too
Frazier,
bad.
No, he's actually been pretty good. That's why he keeps playing. But you're sitting Clint Frazier, who you said is your future at left field. You're sitting him and having Aaron Hicks go 0 for 5 every game.
Now that,
like, yes, you have to play him because he's making $10 million a year, but good Lord.
Aaron Hicks is on another world of bad right now. He's like
and
Clint
everyone's arguing bad too, but it's not that bad.
Clint Frazier's
like 0 for 17. He was like 0 for 17, but like you say he's your starting left fielder. How you give up on him after 7 games? Come on, bro. That don't make any sense.
It's been, I don't know. Obviously, I think, like Boone hasn't really found the like perfect rotation of guys to keep in for a series yet.
Let me say this. I think Aaron Boone does not make the lineups. Don't let him fool you. Aaron Boone does not make the lineups.
He's
it is 100% Cashman.
Oh, I mean,
100%.
Yes, I'd say analytics makes the lineups on the Yankees more than both of them, which is why the lineups turn out so streaky and mostly bad, because you're relying on too much chance.
Which game did we have the best how many runs did we score the first game of this series?
Of the
Blue Jays series.
Recent one.
The second one. Yeah, the most recent one.
We put up 1 in the first, 3 in the second game.
Okay. Look at the third game.
Of the
that
season.
Was our best. That was the third game of that series.
Oh, of that series. Yeah,
that was our best offensive output of the entire series, and there was nobody in the lineup. You know why? Because they finally said, I don't care about consistency. Their biggest thing is consistency, which is why even streaks. If Aaron Hicks goes 0 for 89, he's going to be in the 3-hole. Aaron Judge was going to be in the 2-hole. It does not matter. That's where he batted since the middle of 2017. He's going to be in the 2-hole. They would rather that than, oh my God, every time Aaron Hicks comes to the plate, he hits into a double play. Maybe let's not put him behind the 2 people that get on base the most.
Hello.
They would never do that.
It's getting to a point now where like it's not just like the Yankees fans who actually pay attention to the games noticing it. It's all the Yankees fans. Every single Yankees fan is pointing it out. Why is Aaron Hicks in the 3-hole?
Bro,
going
it's
0 for 19,
so
0 for 20. He's putting on like a clinic of just like double plays, strikeouts. I think with like runners in scoring position, his average is I think I saw somewhere like 0.126. I don't know. It's and probably lower because
probably like, it probably is in the zeros. I don't think he has any. I think he only has 3 hits on the season.
He has, I think, 2 with like a guy on second. 2 of them with a guy on second.
Total he has like 3 or 4 hits on the season. One of them was a 2-run shot, and I think that was the one where you saw somebody on base, and the other ones were like bloop single.
Blooper, yeah.
Like honestly, I mean, and if it was just his hitting, I wouldn't really mind. But there's been plays in center field where it's in the gap and he's jogging, lobbing the ball back in. It's like, bro, do you even want to play baseball?
He's kind of always been that way too. It's like he kind of lollygags to the ball.
He would put the judge lunges where he's like super long strides. It doesn't look like he's working hard. Basically, Robinson Cano doesn't look like he's working hard, but you see him like he's laying out. Like there's a ball that's like 3 feet over his head, and he's just, and then let me go pick it up and then lob it in. It's like, bro, there's no excuse for laziness. Why do you think people would always get mad at Gary Sanchez? Gary Sanchez works harder than every Yankee. He's probably the hardest working Yankee. But when you look at Gary Sanchez on the field, jogging down to first base on a ground ball to end the game, it's like, bro, there's no excuse for laziness. How you almost get picked off at second?
He took a lot of flack for that too. He took a lot of flack, especially because those first 2 seasons where he was expected to be like a crusher on offense, he ended up hitting like ground ball double plays, weak ground balls, not jogging out anything, and then on top of that, defensive errors.
He's been elite this year, though.
This year, he's been one of our best
both
hitters.
sides of the ball. It feels good to say that.
Oh,
he hasn't. I think he has 1 pass ball so far, but like Higashioka, who's played like 3 games, already has 2 or 3, and he's good defensively. So Gary Sanchez is looking real good.
I gotta give it to Higashioka too, because he hasn't even played that bad when he started. He's and I know like there's the whole thing with him being Garrett Cole's personal catcher, which that doesn't really matter anyway, because Gary's our starting catcher. Gary's going to catch the majority of our games anyway, whether Cole likes it or the stats want it or not. It's Gary at 1 all the way. But I'll give it to Higgy because he hasn't been too bad. He had two home runs the other day. Was that 2 days ago? Tuesday, Monday night.
Higashioka, the home run stroker. Get Higgy with it.
Just to finish off the pitching, it's like Domingo Germán. What was that? What was that? 2 starts and just went straight down the drain.
You know what happened? He wasn't touched in spring training, and I said that 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
You did say that. Yeah.
When you go crazy in spring training, you're gonna get lit up in the regular season. It at least to start the season, you're gonna get lit up.
It's not real. You're not seeing real batters. You're not seeing real like situational baseball. You're seeing who's gonna make it this year.
Everybody's working on something in spring training. It's in the regular season where people aren't. I'm telling you.
We got 50 guys in spring training who want to come up and hit. Regular season comes around. These are all of our hitters that we've filtered out from those 50 guys. Play ball.
I'm telling you.
He was getting lit up. My God. His first start, he got pulled after what? 3 innings?
3 innings, I think. Yeah. And then 3 innings. He threw like 70 pitches in those 3 innings.
Yeah. And gave up like, I think 3 or 4 runs. And then the second start was even worse.
I think he went 3 1/3, but it was the worst 3 1/3. I mean,
yeah, no, that was against Baltimore. I think his second start.
No, regardless, I think that was against.
He's got 2 losses that against Tampa.
Yeah, there's no way he could pitch twice in the first 6 games. It's not possible.
I think we only played Baltimore 1 time, so yeah, it would have to be against Tampa again. Just regardless, like the dude has been on. Again, another just really, really bad showing. We thought maybe like, he's going to come around again. Clearly not. And maybe that's the last that we hear of him like all season.
No, he's coming back. They even said it. You need too much pitching this year.
He's going to need time.
It seems like that, but you got to realize that the only person they said can go all out this year is Cole. Everybody else is going to be on pitch limits and innings limits, so they're going to need Germán.
They're going to need a 5th guy.
Davey.
Absolutely. And they're already talking about bringing up a 6th guy too, just for the space for Cole specifically, because they do need Cole to be the workhorse, but they can't overpower him this year. They can't push him plus 30 starts.
They said he's going to go regular Cole, 200 innings, 5-man rotation with Cole. Everybody else gonna be on a 6-man rotation.
They want that, and they might even go to the opener from.
We're doing that tomorrow.
A couple of years ago. Really?
Yeah, they said either King or bullpen.
Okay, so I did hear about King, and Davey pitched in the minors yesterday and didn't pitch too bad. I thought he was gonna be our next call up because he wasn't pitching too bad, and in spring training he had a rough 2 games. But didn't have too high of an ERA. Only give up, I think, like in 5 starts, like 6 runs or 7 runs.
His ERA was in the 2s. He was actually really good. It's just that that Domingo was amazing.
Yeah, and he outshone him, and it didn't just translate obviously into the regular season like we saw. I'd like to see Davey up. I'd like to see Michael King up. Michael King didn't get too many starts. He got a lot of relief starts, I think, in spring training this year.
He went
Dude, he
crazy.
wasn't bad,
The
though.
one game he pitched this year,
The one he
he went
started.
6 innings, like one hit, like 8 Ks. He was dominating.
He was on fire that one spring training game, and then they put him into relief, like it was like,
No,
long
I'm talking about
relief.
in the regular season, the first game against the Blue Jays, where he came on for Domingo Germán, and he threw 6 innings,
That's
one
right.
hit.
That's right.
He went crazy.
That's right.
And then they were like, "Oh, he's gonna be here," and then they sent him down. We're like, "What are you doing?"
First game or second game?
I think he was our number 3 starter. So it was Cole, Kluber, Germán. So I think he pitched. Yeah. Actually, he pitched the third game against the Blue Jays.
Third game, yeah. He did come in. Yeah, and he held the game. Was that an extras game? That third 3-1?
It might have.
No. That was the first one. That was the first one. But he held the game up until I think it was like Grichuk.
He finished the game. He pitched the whole rest of the game, and we won. I think we won.
Michael King followed Germán, 6 scoreless innings, one hit ball, scoreless innings,
one hit ball against the Blue Jays. He said,
retired
"My best game in the minors." He said it. My best game in the minors. I went crazy against the same Blue Jays, and all those guys were in the minors when I did it. I was like, geez.
I mean, he knows.
Just to get sent down. Imagine. Just to get sent down.
The Yankees do that a lot, too. They do that. Oh, my God. Who'd they do it with the other day? He was throwing gas. Albert Abreu. Got a one.
He's still up.
Did he come back up? They sent him down.
No, he never got sent back down. No, he's still here. He might have got sent down like yesterday.
No, it was like last week. Like end of last week. He pitched a lights out inning. Then they sent him down, and they probably brought him back up at the beginning of this week again.
He pitched this series against the Blue Jays, the one that just ended yesterday, and he went crazy. But once again, like he's filthy. It's just that he's wild. He's hit the green screen.
It's like a year one Betances. Yeah,
he's worse than Betances. He hit the green screen like 3 or 4 different times. Like, you know that the ad screen behind home plate. He hit that like not directly behind the catcher. I mean, Gary Sanchez setting up here, and the ball is 3 feet that way.
You got two ads that show up like on the left and right side of the catcher. I've seen those. They shake off because it's like a green screen. The ads shake off. They go in and out, flaring.
He hit that thing like 3 different times in both games.
If he gets some control, that man could be like a serious threat in our staff.
Betances.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Because like he's throwing 98, 99, then he throws you
with
like
a nasty slider.
A slider drops down to 83, and the batters are falling for it too, because that slider comes straight and just like like someone just grabbed it and moved it in midair. Like hitting will get there eventually. I guess. Oh,
before we get to the hitting, from the Merriweather on the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
that's who I picture. Well, what he's done this year, that's who I picture Albert Abreu, because Merriweather got up there against the Yankees and said 99, 99, 87 mile an hour slider,
that hard too.
99 with a 85 mile an hour changeup. I mean, you couldn't touch him.
Because I remember it was Gio, Gleiber, and whoever was hitting like in the 8 or 9 spot. Gary all 3 of them fell for that changeup. That changeup was dirty, bro. I didn't understand that. Magician.
That's what I picture. That's what I picture Albert Abreu. If he can get his control under control, bro, it's over. There's nothing you can do about that.
That's the guy.
But then he got hurt the second time.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he got hurt when he pitched against the Yankees. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, and they sent him on the IL for oblique strain.
That sucks. The hitting is like we said before, it's non-existent except for DJ, Gary, and Judge. Well, Judge is probably, I think, still like the second best hitter on that team. DJ being the first, Gary most likely the third. Gio's shown up in the last couple of games.
Yeah,
he's got a couple of nice hits, a couple good RBIs. He had a couple good ones against Tampa. Judge with the 2 home runs yesterday was almost perfect. How would you construct a lineup? I need to hear this, because maybe we're the dumb ones and the Yankees are the smart ones, but how would you construct the lineup? I mean, it's hard to say. As of right now, actually, it's not too hard to say like who would you want from top to bottom. As the season progresses, guys will get better, and you'll see where everyone kind of falls out. I liked the lineup the other day where Hicks was up first, because it gave the switch, obviously, a bit of variety up top. It doesn't leave you a lot of variety in the middle of the order, but it kind of gets him out of the way, right? Like if he hits for you, he's going to hit well. And most of the time, not this season, but most of the time, he hits pretty well. If you put him at 1, I wouldn't be too mad. I'd say DJ 2, Judge 3. 4 is always a tough spot for me because I always want either, at this point, I like Stanton at 4 because, you know, when he hits, he'll hit you a bomb or a 150 mile per hour single down the left field line. You know what? All right, so Stanton at 4. For this season, I'd like Gary at 5.
If you want to put Voit in this lineup, you could do that, or you can, or just keep Bruce or Odor, either one.
Listen. I'm gonna leave out. First of all, I'm not even gonna talk about Bruce. I don't want Bruce in my lineup, but I'm also not gonna keep in Voit because, you know, let's keep in what this lineup should look like. Yeah. Like for now, yeah. I'm gonna keep in Odor. I like DJ at first, and I'm gonna keep in Odor at second. Odor hasn't been too bad in 2-3 games so far for us.
He's not really hitting the ball, but he's putting up better at bats than Jay Bruce. I can tell you that.
Oh my God,
I can put up better at bats than Jay Bruce.
Yeah. Who did I say at 5? Gary at 5. Because I think he's been hitting really well enough to play at the. I always kind of at someone like Gary and Gio and Gleiber, those guys above 5. Because once they get into the 4 spot, they go cold for some reason.
Because they feel like they have so much pressure on them.
Yeah, I always see them go cold there. So, all right, I'm going to go Gary 5. I'm going to switch it up a bit and give the lineup a breather, put Odor 6, because we need a lefty in there somewhere. I know. It's a bad look, but we need someone there. Like, just the left. And that's, I think, been the thing. Like, are the Yankees too desperate for a lefty now?
Yeah.
That we have to. That's kind of the thing.
That's why they traded for Odor. There's a lot more second basemen that are way better than him, but that's what they traded for him.
They're like, oh my God, we need a lefty. My God, we need a lefty. Let's just pick up this guy. We'll give out his contract or whatever. 7, 8, 9, I'd go Gio, Gleyber, and Clint or
Gardner.
Or Gardy. Yeah, and that's it. And if it's Gardy, I'll hit him 9. If it's Clint, I'll keep him 9. It doesn't matter really where else he goes. So that's from top to bottom. I know the Odor thing at 6 is a little weird, but I'd like him there just as the lefty, the desperate lefty that we kind of need there.
I would keep DJ 1 just because DJ is the best hitter in baseball. Like pure, other than Soto, because Soto can do everything. But when it comes to DJ and who's gonna have like a crazy average every single year, it's him or Tim Anderson in the American League. So I would put DJ 1 just because he's gonna hit the ball or he's gonna get on base regardless. Then I'm gonna put Stanton. When they did that the other day,
I was like, whoa.
I was like, ooh.
Had a little spice in the lineup.
I was like, this is nice.
You see Stanton in the first 3 at bats, and you're already shaking if you're a pitcher.
Exactly. So you put him second because he's not gonna really sprint out the box. So he's probably gonna hit into a couple double plays. But Stanton, having him second is gonna put Judge third. So that almost takes Stanton out of any slump. There's a reason DJ never slumps, and it's because Judge is always right behind him, and you can't walk DJ. You have to give him a pitch to hit. You have to attack him to try and strike him out, because if he gets on base, Judge is going to hit a home run. Judge is not a 260 hitter. Judge is going to be a 280 hitter.
280, 290.
If he's healthy.
Yeah. He's up there.
So that means he hits the ball, and on top of that, he's going to hit it hard and probably going to hit a lot of home runs. So if you put Stanton right in front of Judge instead of right behind him, now Stanton has all those pitches to hit. And guess who else has all those pitches to hit? DJ, because you're still scared of Stanton. So you have DJ 1, Stanton 2, Judge 3. The other day, I was like, whoo, that's nice. Now here's where it
Spiced
gets
it
a
up
little
a bit.
tricky.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets a little tricky because you could put Sanchez 4.
Mm.
I don't like Sanchez that high because at any moment he can freeze. Not just get cold. He can legit freeze at any moment.
Yeah.
He's one of
we're
those
kinda
freaky
waiting on it
catchers
this
that'll
season.
hit you 15 home runs in a month and then one.
That's I think what we're waiting on this season is the cliff dive. You know, Gary's up here. We're high on Gary, and next month we may be like, where'd Gary
where did
go?
he go? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Gary for now.
Yeah.
Just to give Judge some more pitches to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Then you put Hicks 5 because there's no protection. There's no protection for Gary, regardless of how you put it. He's hitting by himself. No matter, everyone is cold right now except for Gio. You could put Gio 5, but would you want to have 5 straight righties to start the game off?
That's the tough part with the Yankees lineup is that you can literally hit everybody at righty, and just suffer through it. Because if you got a lefty on the mound that day, you might have some, unless it's Hughes and Ryu from this season, you might have some trouble.
Tell you. When you said Garrett Cole was going to be the ERA leader, I was like, I don't know. Ryu throws junk, and junk. MLB players are taught to hit good pitching. He throws junk. You cannot hit junk. So Hicks 5, just to give it, some, variability in there.
Variety. Yeah.
6, I'm gonna put. I would put off of track record. I would put Glaber 6.
Okay.
But Glaber's cold right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what it is? He's late on everything. That stupid big leg kick, and then he has the why are you looping? I don't think people realize he's, how they tell you straight line to the ball?
For righties,
He's looping everything, and it's like you're trying to hit a home run. Stop.
Yeah.
You were at your best when you were hitting gappers that went over the wall, not trying to pull everything down the line. You can literally see him opening up and looping under the ball, and it's like, bro.
He's still high off of those Orioles series that he had in 2019.
I know, in 2019.
He was getting BP. I mean, you're not going to get every game like that, and I think a lot of pitchers are adjusting to him. Is the other thing too? Is you don't throw him inside fastballs. You throw him stuff low and away, stuff that he has to chase.
Everybody on the Yankees is the same way, low and away. Low and away.
Much, him especially because he pulls. My God, he pulls.
He tries to. That's the issue. Nobody else on the Yankees tries to pull the ball except for Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks is up there trying to pull the ball every time because he even
the lefty
said it.
Or the righty.
Both.
I haven't seen
he even said when I bat lefty, I stand right over the plate because I can pull everything down the right field line. When I bat righty, I stand far away because one, I just see the ball better from the right side, so I can literally hook everything, or I can. He doesn't. I don't think he tries to pull righty, but your mentality is your mentality. You go up there trying to pull everything.
Whether you're a switch or a lefty or righty, if you pull from one side, odds are you'll pull both sides anyway. That's just your swing.
Majority of the time. Only Mark Teixeira didn't do that.
No, Mark Teixeira was from the
he
right
would pull
side.
Everything lefty and then spray the ball all over the field righty.
Yeah. Lefty pull righty. He was
Yeah, he's got the short porch. You might as well take advantage of it. That's why Didi was such a good lefty. I mean, a good bat for the Yankees. Every home run he ever hit in his career was pulled. He's never hit one. I think he had one to center field in his entire career, none to left.
You don't understand. You don't understand how much I actually just miss Didi in general.
Oh, yeah.
Because
he's crushing right now.
From this year in Philly, yeah. I saw Toe was on the field in front of him the other game, maybe yesterday or 2 days ago against the Mets. And then Didi came in to back him up. I was just like, wow. Look at what the Yankees had.
No, you're right. He knows what he had in 2017. He's trying to recreate it.
Yeah, but then he's like, let me pull that back. Who's wait, you got to finish your
I'm gonna go Glaber 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Gio 6, Glaber 7.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put Clint and then Odor.
9. Okay.
Just so that you have 4 lefty, 4 lefty. No, not 4 lefty. 4 even. Lefty, 3 lefty, 4 lefty, 3 lefty, 4 lefty. Just like that. That's the best way to do it.
Even.
Yeah. So that's how I'm setting up my lineup. If Jay Bruce
both
is
of
in
our
the lineup,
lineups.
I'm still batting him 9. Still batting him 9. I don't care.
He's
Go
not
to
moving up
9.
from the 9 spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's at this point, he's an easy out for the Yankees. He had in his first game, he hit a home run, and everyone's like, "All right, Jay Bruce," and then that was.
I don't think it was the first one, but it was close. I think it was maybe the second game of the year. It's a bomb, and then after that, it wasn't even a bomb. It was a wall scraper, like second row, and then after that, he just. I don't even think he's made contact other than double plays.
No, he's hit every time I've watched a highlight of a Yankee game on the defensive end. Yeah. It's only because Jay Bruce hit into a double play for the other team. Like that's the highlight.
Yep.
And I'm just like, okay, that's going to be our 9 guy, I guess, for the rest of the year. But of course, we got DJ. He's versatile at first base, and give it to him.
I don't think Odor's a better hitter than Jay Bruce, but just right now, Jay Bruce is so bad at
overall.
Baseball.
He's not. Jay Bruce has been a really good hitter. On the Mets, he was bad. In Philly, he was really actually not bad.
On the Indians, he was the
Cleveland, elite. He was nice. Oh my God!
And the Reds,
was he on that team?
No, he was on the Reds first. Reds, he had like 250 career home runs in like 10 years.
In Cleveland, was he on that team that we faced in 17? First round?
No, I think he got traded to the Mets that year.
Okay. I was trying to figure out.
He was there for like half a year, and then that was it.
I do remember him in Cleveland like crushing. That's what I mostly remember, and that's what I thought I expected, especially after spring training. He had a good week, then he dove down, and I was like,
I didn't expect him to crush. I expected him to not.
I expected him to be
noticed.
A decent hitter.
I expected him to not be noticed. Like, why do we love Odor right now? Because he's not doing anything bad. He's just there. Yeah. We love Odor. We're like, oh, give me Rugi. Give me Rugi. Jay Bruce is like, bro, go, get out of here.
Shaved Rugi.
Oh yeah, he looks weird.
It's weird.
But you see,
people kind of like it. Yeah.
Jay Bruce plays first base. Glaber makes an error. Yes, it was a bad throw, but it bounced chest high, and it gets by you. And then you have DJ out here flying all over the place making scoops, and it's like, bro. Like, granted, Jay Bruce has only played 50 games at first bases in his entire career, so he's an outfielder. He's a right fielder, and he's really good at right. Not Gold Glove level at right field, but he's really good at right field. At first base, maybe because I like playing MLB The Show, so I'm like, oh, Jay Bruce is gonna be nice at first base. No, Jay Bruce is really bad at first base. I didn't realize how bad he was at first base.
I knew that was like a secondary position maybe for him, but if it's a secondary position, you can't fully entrust a guy there anyway.
No, that's not secondary. That's a secondary position for DJ. That's like tertiary, like way down the line for Jay Bruce. He's only played 50 games. He's played over 1,000 games in his career. Only 50 of them were at first base.
Oof.
I don't think why they thought it was a good idea, because when DJ's played some games at shortstop in his career, but the Yankees don't put him there because he hasn't played enough. Why do you think? I think first base is a lot harder to play than shortstop.
Absolutely.
When you have bad defenders on the rest of the field,
you need a better first baseman.
But like, Glaber's really bad at shortstop. You need a great first baseman.
Clean up that mess.
You know why nobody realized Jeter was a bad defender until he retired? Why? Because you had Kino scooping everything. Giambi wasn't great at first base, but he did his job. And then you had Teixeira at the end of his career from 09 to 15 Teixeira was a vacuum, bro.
Vacuum cleaner.
He scooped everything.
Jeter being bad defensively is still something that I haven't kind of fully come to terms. Like, he wasn't bad defensively. Towards the end of his career, he was just old. Like the Teixeira years, he was just
couldn't
old.
Move him.
Yeah, but that first decade of Jeter from like 96 to 06, he was irreplaceable for the Yankees.
But you know why? Because he made the routine plays, and then he made the super spectacular plays. But them semi-difficult plays, he never made them. But you didn't realize because
he was the highlight reel on every other.
Yeah, he hit everything. Who else was in the infield? You had A-Rod, who was a better defender, and you had Cano, who's an elite defender.
Yeah,
on both sides of him. So he didn't have to be good. You had them two that were vacuums at their positions.
Yeah. I mean, even still, like after 04, 05, maybe, Jeter was getting up there. Like, I wouldn't attribute too much of his like later years to just bad defense. I just attribute it to like just being old.
He was an
He
elite
had
hitter
some,
until 2012 when he got that ankle injury in the playoffs.
yeah, that
That
ankle
was the end
injury.
of his career right there.
Yeah.
The next 2 years he played were just borrowed time. Should have
It's like, oh
retired.
man, Jeter's in the lineup. Nice. Like, it's good to see the old guy still got it. Kind of like, yeah. Yeah. Shane, anybody meet your expectations? Well, in terms of expectations, like there's been a lot of like, I think overall MLB players who have like really come out the shadows, some who are kind of just staying in the shadows, like you said before, staying low key. Anybody on the Yankees, not on the Yankees, doesn't matter, who has like really exceeded your expectations so far this season, like really made you say, wow, look at this player this season?
On the Yankees, I would have to say, I'm gonna give two people on the Yankees and one not on the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Sanchez
Yes.
so far has looked really good. Other than his base running this year has been worse than usual. He's been a great hitter so far, and his fielding is surprisingly very good this year.
Yeah.
The other person is Johnny Lasagna. My
As a reliever,
God,
yeah, man.
he's filthy this year.
Yeah.
Other than his last game where he went single hit by pitch,
that
wild
was yesterday,
pitch.
Yeah.
But everything before that, I mean, 98 with the fastball, changeup, slider, like he's just filth, bro. So he's amazing, exceeded my expectations. Another outside of the Yankees, someone who exceeded my expectations is Yermin Mercedes. I think that's how you say his name on the White Sox. Once Eloy went down, I knew they would call him up.
Yeah.
But I didn't think he was gonna be the best hitter in baseball. Like the guy is going nuts.
Didn't you say on Twitter, what was it, like Adam Eaton better just
I said
pack it up?
GG's to his
Pack
career
up,
when
man.
Eloy comes back. Adam Eaton, you got this year. You better go crazy because when Eloy comes back, Mercedes is going to right field and Adam Eaton is going to the minors. He might not even make it to the bench.
Trade bait. Trade bait. Who needs a right fielder? Because we got one right here.
Who needs a below average fielder? He's a pretty good hitter. I'll give him that. But like
he has been.
Yermin, only thing is that Luis Robert or Luis Robert, I don't know.
Robert. Yeah,
he said Spanish, but he says his name is Robert, and it's like, okay. But I don't know. I know he's fast. I know he's a great defender, but he's gonna have to cover a lot of ground because them two cannot play defense. Yermin on one side and Eloy on the other. Robert is gonna have to be prime Andrew Jones, prime Willie Mays out there in center field to cover that ground. So good luck to him.
At least the offense will be scoring you 20 runs a game.
20 runs a game. But let's not say that because the Yankees are supposed to be doing that. We're not doing a thing.
It's the Yankees in April. We can't say anything about the Yankees scoring. Just wait till May. We got a couple weeks. I'd say my guy who surprised me on the Yankees specifically, yes, Gary. I'd give another guy is Jordan Montgomery because, coming off missing last season, he pitched like maybe one game last season.
I think he had like 4 or 5. No, he had 4 or 5 starts in the regular season to come back from Tommy John, and then he pitched in the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay, I remember him. Yeah, that much. But then coming back this season as a rotation like 3-4 guy, and even in spring training, there were talks about like how good is he even going to be anymore. Honestly, he's looking like our 2 guy now, mostly because the rest of our starters have been bad. I like him, right? Like even after if Sevy comes back late this season, if we can find some semblance of a 4 or 5, maybe a 6 guy come up again for the Yankees starters, I'd still like Gumby at 2, just because I'd like what he's throwing right now.
Yeah, you can't trust
he's
Severino.
Big lefty. Yeah, he's coming off.
So you would have to keep
Tommy
him
John.
Too. Unless Kluber goes back to 2018 Kluber.
That's
going to have
hard,
to keep Gumby at 2.
No, but right now he's the big lefty that the Yankees
always had.
Yeah, they've always CC, Pettit. Like, there's always been a guy who's been there, big lefty, who has just kind of dominated. I'm not saying he's dominating now, but I'd like to see him dominate this season. He's been pretty good in April. I'd like to see him continue it through May, June. I think he's our number 2 guy right behind Cole.
Yeah,
and it
right
kind of
now.
gives teams a shakeup in their matchups against us on the mound, at least.
Who's let you down?
It's kind of crazy because like if anybody's let me down this season on the Yankees, it's got to be Stanton. It's got to be anybody who's hitting below 6. Like there's a lot of you can take a handful of Yankees, pretty much, hitting wise. Clint has let me down majorly. He was the
Not even his fault.
starter.
That's not his fault.
He's hitting like 230.
They won't
guess,
play
like,
him.
I know. No, I know they won't play him is the other aspect of it. It's just I thought he'd be up there. I don't know. It's every year with him. That's the other thing, is that every year they hype him up. Clint Frazier's coming up. Oh, he's coming up from the minors again. Oh, he's staying. He's not going back down. But what happens from that? Like, come on, Yankees. Like
last year when Judge was out for all that time and Clint Frazier knew he was the starting right fielder, what did he do? Crushed.
He was good, but that's all he always does. When Stanton gets hurt, they call him up. When Gardy is unavailable, when Hicks gets hurt, they always call up Clint Frazier. And they give Mike Tauchman a back seat, and rightfully so, because he should be up
Mike
there
Tauchman's
right now.
not very good.
No, but I know. But usually he started the other day just because, they needed a guy in the outfield again, just as a breather. But, not Clint Frazier. Like, he should be our 1A guy out of those 3. And if we needed a starting left fielder out of everything, if it was up to me, I'd start him there right now.
I think the Yankees just
develop at the bat.
The Yankees just see righty, bad lefty, righty. So they go, oh, we kind of need to play Gardner. But I don't even think, honestly, that's not the case. They just really like Gardner. Because
but no, it's not even that much, because I know how much we love Gardy, but they know we don't need to start Gardy.
No.
They know we don't need to start him.
Are infatuated with Brett Gardner.
I get that because he was essentially the guy who's been with us for like the last World
I don't
Series.
think you get how much they love him. When Aaron Hicks is not in the lineup, you would think, let's move everybody up, put Gardner 9th because he's supposed to be our 4th outfielder. No, that's not what they do. When Aaron Hicks is not in the lineup, they just put Gardner in the 3 hole.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They did that the other day. Literally
the 3-hole hitter.
They did that the other day.
They keep doing that because they love his at-bats. I don't care. 0 for 3
with a walk. Probably saw like 40 pitches.
Oh my God.
Doesn't matter.
It's brutal.
Man. Yeah.
It's brutal, man.
And in terms of the league, if somebody had let me down overall, another guy it's like it's not his fault, and he's not even like letting me down. It just, I think for me, it sucks to see it. Jacob deGrom, man. What the hell?
Yeah, he's been amazing. It's just
he's been incredible, but why don't the Mets love him? The Mets just don't come up to the plate with bats when he's pitching. They come up just letting pitches go by, not hitting.
Did you see the stat? It was like,
yes, I did. I know what it is, but yeah.
No, there was one that was obvious, which was like in wins he has a 1.1 ERA, and in losses he has like a 3.1 ERA, and it's like, bro, he loses games and his stats are better than pitchers that are winning games. But that wasn't even the stat that I saw that was crazy. There was a stat that
the wins, losses, and no decisions.
Yeah, it was something like he's under 500 for his career, but his ERA is like 2.2. And it's like, how is that possible?
He has more no decision. In his no decisions, his ERA is lower than in his wins. And in his losses, his ERA is still really low.
Yeah.
He has like 25 wins and 77 starts career-wise.
30-something
and the
losses.
Rest are, it's like the rest are no decisions. But I'd say, it's the Mets kind of letting him down. And I kind of feel for him. I feel for him. And not to say, you know what? No, yes to say, if he was on the Yankees, we would not let him down. We would not let Jacob deGrom down.
I wouldn't say that because Garrett Cole in a lot of his games, Garrett Cole is easily the second best pitcher in baseball. It's DeGrom and Garrett Cole, and everybody else can kick rocks. So when you look at him in Garrett Cole starts, do we score runs? We don't score runs until he's out the game.
Yeah.
Once he gets taken out the games, it feels like they have a group meeting and they're like, all right, boys, time to score. And then they put 5 runs. Yeah. That's literally what it is. So I don't know. I feel like it would be the same thing.
I don't know.
The problem though isn't really the Mets. Like, it's the Mets offense, of course, but then even games where DeGrom leaves with the lead, the bullpen comes in and blows it.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. But no, that's why I said it's the Mets. It's not just the Mets. The Mets let down Jacob DeGrom. I feel bad for him.
I feel like the person letting me down is, what's his name? Luis Rojas, the manager of the Mets. Because opening day, you have arguably your best hitter from a year ago, Dom Smith. And you go, oh, we're facing a lefty. Dom Smith isn't going to play. We're going to play Kevin Pillar. Kevin Pillar. Are you kidding me?
Well, like the last 3 seasons is batting like sub 100. It's been terrible.
And it's not just like they started Kevin Pillar. They bat him lead off. And it's like, you gotta be joking. You gotta be joking. Makes no sense.
It's funny because like the very next game, Dom Smith came in and hit like a home run, like a 2-run home run. And they were all like, oh, Dom Smith. It was like Keith Hernandez.
That's simple.
Oh, Dom Smith comes up with a 2-run home run. The Mets could have used that yesterday. It's like, way to rub salt in the wound.
Salt in the wound.
We're going to do it again. We're only, 16 games into the season? 12 games into the season?
Yeah.
It's perfect time for a way too early MVP. If the season ended today, Shane, AL, NL, MVPs, who'd you give it to?
AL MVP if the season ended today. Shohei Ohtani.
That's a monster pick because he's crazy right now.
He's crushing the ball and throwing 102 on the mound. And it's like, I don't even know what to say about that guy. He's the best player on the planet.
Because 3 years ago, when he won Rookie of the Year, I was fuming because I thought Andujar was like
robbed.
Ohtani won't last. He can't pitch and hit forever. Now look,
he can't. I still don't think he can.
I'm gonna point the finger at me.
No, you were right.
No. I'm talking about look at where they are right now. Shohei Ohtani is dominating the league. Miguel Andujar is dominating his couch at home.
Dominating the alternate site.
He's dominating the Tampa AAA site.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani is a good pick for AL MVP. That's a monster.
He's not gonna win it because he can't sustain it, but he can sustain the bat. I don't think he can sustain the pitching as well. He's gonna have his bad starts.
Yeah, I mean, he already last year and part of the season before that was shut down for arm.
Yeah, because I think he was supposed to have. I think he had Tommy John.
Was that like? He
that was 20 at the middle of 2018 when he got hurt. He had Tommy John, but he was still able to hit.
Yeah,
so he hit in 2019, DH'd the entire season, and then 2020 he pitched like one game, and then had some type of bone spur or something like that in his elbow, so they shut him down again pitching, and he hit the rest of the season. This year he's doing it again, and he's actually been pretty good this year.
Yeah. I'd give my AL MVP right now to JD Martinez because the Red Sox are atop the AL East, and he's crushing is an understatement.
Yeah. Telling you, it's the iPads. I tried to warn you. The iPads.
Yeah, it's iPads. They're keeping it low key. It's the iPad Mini this year.
Yeah, you can look at it. You can watch your at bats.
Fits in your hand. Not on my iPad. I'm reading the hand signs.
Oh, the coaches have the full like TV screen in their laps, and then everybody else got the little iPad.
They got a Apple Watches strapped to the inside of the caps for the pitchers. So instead, they're looking at that instead of those note cards. He's crushing. NL MVP.
NL. I don't really know because like I don't think there's been many standout performers in the NL. I could say. You could say just because he's the second best player in baseball, and he's probably gonna. No, actually, it's definitely Acuna.
Yeah,
It's Acuna.
that was my pick because he's.
I was about to say Betts, but no, it's Acuna. He's been hitting bombs. Yeah. There was a stat that said
hitting overall, scoring runs,
driven in or scored 43% of the Braves' runs this year.
That might be the accurate stat. I'd say it's more like 95. Like just from like visually seeing his stats. Yeah. He's either on base or he's scoring the guys from second and third who have just got it. He's scoring Freddie Freeman and Ozuna from the other two at-bats. I'd say Acuna is probably the NL at this point. Nimmo's hitting pretty hot right now for the Mets. He was ranked pretty high in those not preseason, but those MLB 100 lists that we were looking at before. And
Nimmo's pretty good. Like, I wasn't sure
what to believe about him at first because I knew he could hit for average. But on the Mets,
he's more so a super high on base percentage guy, like 400 on base. He's not really high average. He'll hit 280 maybe, but it's like 396 on base percentage with that 280 batting average. So that's him. He's Gardner, but better. A young Gardner, I'll say. Yeah. Not really better, but younger.
Plays the infield. Second base.
No. Wait, who'd you say? Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo's as a center fielder. Unless you were talking about
No.
You were thinking of
he's a center fielder. He's a center. I'm thinking of you know who I'm thinking of.
The second baseman. I forgot. I don't care about him.
JD.
I don't care about the Mets. I don't care about the Mets, man.
Listen, man. Well, I'm thinking of
Dave. Now I kind of feel bad because he's really good.
I'm actually trying to look him up because he's actually not a bad player. He was high up on the list for like that reason.
He's really good. Yeah.
Poor Mets.
Oh man, and I like him too.
It's what the? All right, it's clear.
Oh man, what is my brain right now?
Don't get it before me. I got the world's slowest computer.
I'm gonna get it.
I got it. Jeff McNeil.
The Jeff McNeil. That's it.
Man,
he's like one of the best hitters in baseball. It's just you know, he's on the Mets, so nobody really cares about him.
Yeah, Brandon Nimmo is their center fielder. Between him and McNeil, I knew that they were two of the better hitters on the Mets aside from Alonso and now Lindor. But Dom Smith is up there.
Lindor has done nothing. He's
not yet.
Actually, pretty bad this year. But
I haven't heard his name.
You have 10 years. Yeah, because he's done nothing. But he has 10 years to figure it out.
To do it. Yeah, he'll be all right. Shane, today specifically, April 15th, is a very important day for the MLB. We celebrate Jackie Robinson, number 42. The entire league celebrates him by wearing his number, which is retired. Last person to ever wear it,
Mariano
Rivera.
Mariano.
Aside from that, today is the actual day where he broke the color barrier in baseball, Major League Baseball. But obviously, you know, one of the more notable and recognized players to ever play the game. I know his card in the show this year is going to be just like limited edition, stellar, over the top, whatever, you know, however.
He's always a good card, glitchy. Like, you don't look at him as like God Squad, but like he always hits bombs, and it's like he wasn't doing that in real life. He wasn't hitting bombs.
In real life, though, he was actually like a decent hitter, but like an incredible, like one of the best athlete, probably base runners, athletes like to ever play the game.
I think they said he stole home 19 times. Like, how do you steal home 19 times?
And like in the World Series, I think like has a record for it. So like again, the guy, freak athlete, just obviously like an incredible player, but incredible like person overall too. Just, you know, always kind of like led the way, and you know, was just like a headstrong guy who kind of just kept pushing along, made way for guys like, you know, Hank Aaron and other, you know, notable players who have also helped, you know, push the game forward, advance the game. And obviously, you know, the MLB is doing its part to recognize him. I kind of wish the MLB does a little more in general to recognize, you know, guys like him and, you know, for him. But, you know, progress is what it's all about. Big shout out Jackie Robinson Day. It's one of actually the cooler days of the year, I think, in MLB baseball, other than, you know,
only thing is sometimes you get confused because like everybody has 42 on. And
everybody got 42 on. Like, oh, I know this guy. It's oh no, I don't. Nobody wears 42 anymore.
Yeah.
And then of course, as we mentioned before, the new MLB The Show 21 comes out tonight. It's currently downloading on your PlayStation, Shane.
Yeah.
I hear.
Oh yeah, it's right there. 26 minutes left.
26
All in.
it's gonna go up into like the last 5 minutes and go up to like 2 days. It's gonna come back down to like 14 seconds.
Oh man,
I hate that, bro.
that'd be so bad.
It's on all gaming platforms this year, and so all the Xbox players and even I think like PC guys are gonna be able to play it now.
I don't think it's on PC yet. I think it's just
if it gets on PC, it's gonna be crazy. But I know it's on.
I'm gonna hate it
Xbox.
because people are gonna start glitching and hacking. They hate it because it's cross-platform. It's not like 2K's on everything, but you can't play anybody from others. Just like no, this is cross-platform. So if it goes to PC, GG's, I might have to quit because people are gonna start.
People are gonna go crazy. All the mods.
Exactly.
Polo Ground Stadium, but all your players are like 5'2", 110 pounds. Same stats. Shane, and looking forward to a new series. Starting up on 21, Shaniac the Helmer.
Yeah, like I might drop a video this weekend, but I don't know if I'm gonna make any new series. I'm trying to think of something creative.
It'd be dope. I know you had the Diamond Dynasty stuff going on. You had like 3 teams before. You had the Holy Ghosters, and that's my team name every year. I like that team name. But I had the Wet Noodle team, which either everybody that I'm really really bad with or people with under like 70 power. And then I had what did I have? The 21 Yankees opening day roster. Oh yeah,
that team was pretty good. And then I just played random games, like nothing crazy. I'm trying to think of creative things to do because I'm not like one of those guys that go like top 50. Those guys that go play World Series every year. Like I'm not that guy. I don't sweat the game like that. Only when I'm recording. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of something.
If you want to know someone who doesn't sweat the game, it's me because I haven't really turned on my PlayStation in maybe like 4 or 5 months. But if I download this year, I'll probably pay a little more attention to it. Watching your series has kind of wanted me to make like some effort towards it because it's like, oh man, like it's kind of like what like kids used to do in like the olden days with baseball cards. It's like, oh, let's see how like my stack of cards stacks up against your stack of cards. That's why I like this. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's interactive.
My uncle just gave me this like 2 days ago.
No way.
There's like Willie Randolph in here. Like
what?
There's a Mike Schmidt. Like I was like, whoa! Like this is not even like tops. This is just a random baseball. Mike Schmidt, Ken Griffey Sr., just Eddie Murray, Willie Randolph, Lenny Dykstra, like a bunch of random people. Steve Balboni. Like, have you ever seen this guy before? With the Yankees jersey. I'm like, who is this? So I was kind of hyped. Yeah, man.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. I have stuff that's similar like that. It's not even Topps cards. Some of them are, but some of them are just kind of like they used to come in like bubblegum packets from like the 60s and 70s and like really tiny. It's kind of cool. Shane, we're gonna implement a new miniature feature for yourself. It's Shaniac's Oh Nah.
Oh nah.
Oh, Shane, what'd you see this week that made you say oh nah?
My boy Gary Sanchez was seeing ghosts. Now, I don't know how many of you guys watching this, listening to this, have played baseball, but there's one rule when you're base running. If there's a base runner ahead of you, everything they do, you do it too.
Follow the leader.
A wild pitch, if that guy takes off for third, you take off for second. It does not matter. Take off. Wild pitch, I think it was DJ at second base, or DJ or Glaber. Somebody was on second base.
Mm-hmm.
They take for third. Gary Sanchez takes 3 steps, sees ghosts. Sees a ghost at second base, goes, oh my God. He went back to second, turns back, goes to first, realizes the ball is at first waiting for him, turns back around to try to run to second again. He gets thrown out. And it's like, everybody on Twitter was like, Gary, what are you doing? I'm like, yo, Gary's haunted. I think he was seeing ghosts. He saw DJ telling him to go back. And it's like, yo, everybody was telling you to go. So
I think the MLB this year is a little haunted at second base. because Justin
everybody.
Turner, first game of the season, had his head down. He didn't want to
Bro.
see the ghost that was at second base, so he just turned all the way back around.
Cody Bellinger standing right next to him saying, go, and he turns back and runs right past him. So now Cody Bellinger's out. So it's like in the first installment of Oh Nah, it goes to Gary Sanchez for seeing ghosts. All I can picture is future Hall of Famer, what's his name? Future Hall of Famer Sam Darnold sitting on the bench against the Patriots. Like, I'm seeing ghosts. That's all I can see right now. Gary Sanchez got picked off. Like, man, I saw DJ at second base. I saw him there. Seeing ghosts, man. So Gary Sanchez, how does it feel to be the first? Oh no.
We're gonna put his picture up like right down here. Just point him out.
He's bugged out.
We're gonna put the Ghostbusters theme all over. As for this season, Yankees have started off a little slow. It's only April. It's only been maybe 2 weeks. Give it some time. We got a whole rest of the season to get through. It's still early. The hitters will find their strides. We'll find a lineup that fits. The pitchers will do their thing, just it'll happen. Overall though, I think, Yankees are cool. Baseball's been really good. I think the first month, we've been kind of looking forward to the first, installment, the reinstallment of the 162 game season back.
Oh yeah.
With a couple different rules. The extra inning rule is a little like, but other than that, it's been fun. I watch a game probably at least like every day, whether it's on Gamecast or whatever MLB TV is showing. Stop blacking out games. Yes, network.
It's dumb.
It's terrible.
You gotta get the Yes app.
Yeah, I actually just I got it. You got to give me your login.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, you got me. But yeah, there's a lot still going on. A lot of good players still making their strides. They had a couple no hitters this past week. Carlos Rodon.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks ago was at the A's. Yeah. Joe
Padres.
Musgrove. Yeah, and Padres. And baseball is back in its swing. We almost had a perfect game yesterday, I should say. It was turned into a no-hitter by a foot.
Better.
Literally a foot.
Yeah.
Happy Jackie Robinson Day to everyone, because everyone should celebrate Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
And play MLB The Show. And if you don't play it, watch Shaniac, the Helmer's YouTube channel, because he's making it fun for everyone. Tune in. As always, we are always on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Pandora Radio, iHeartRadio, YouTube. There's like 6 different things, man.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment. We like comments. We answer the comments. We see you sometimes in there. We saw a hockey comment in there one time in our GOAT team. Shout out to that guy.
That's my
some research.
My boss, that's like his best friend. So he came in the office. He's like, "What are you doing on YouTube, man?" So I showed him. He's like, "Oh man!" And he was like, he watched the video. And he's like, "What about hockey? You guys don't talk about hockey." I was like, "I don't know about hockey."
You know what? I went and researched that team, and that was like an all-time it was a GOAT team, a super team in the NHL. So listen, you learn something new. We obviously like to learn new stuff. If you learn new stuff from us, you can always give us feedback. We would greatly appreciate it. And we would especially appreciate it on Twitter at DROD and Shaniac Pod. You can follow us on our personals. I'm at DannyRod75.
It's right below.
It's there.
DROD and Shaniac is right there. Our personals will be in the comments.
Yes, sir. And Shane, your Twitter at is?
That's _Shane.
Yeah, he's got that. And of course, keep tuning in, like, subscribe, like we said before. This has been episode 14 of the DROD and Shaniac Sports Podcast. Tune in next week for more content. Tune in a little later. We got our weekly updates coming along. A little short, quick segment. And we will see y'all next week.
See you in the next one.